Good morning, in you come. Welcome to the house, to my home. Righty-roo, so today we're going to do a bit of a day in the life thing. So I put a little poll on my Instagram last week and I says, do people want to see another client one? Because with the professional, we've been doing a bit of a client meetup thing. But I said, do you want to see another one of them? Or do you want to see a day in the life? So we're going to do a day in life. Partway through check-ins, the other half's taking baby out. I'm about to do breakfast and then, yeah, so I'll talk you through the day. Let's get it. Those of you who don't know, we're in a gaining phase at the minute, so food is high. I usually move around a bit, get some water on board, around 9ish or just after, break up the check-ins, eat this. If I feel like I'm ahead of schedule, I'll go on a little walk after the meal. A lot of the time that doesn't happen, just aids with digestion a little bit. And then I usually have my, finish off my check-ins and usually do like a pre-workout meal around 11ish, half 11, and then train about 1 o'clock, and we're doing legs today. And Jason, who was here 2 videos ago, he's actually training with us again today, but it's not about Jason today, it's about me and my day in the life, because it's the fucking Christian show, right? But yeah, we're gonna get this on. We've got 4 whole eggs. I need to figure this out, like, I think it's like 12.5 grams of protein. Oh, fucking hell, that's easy. Just with 2 of these. 4 whole eggs, 2 turkey bacon, and then we're gonna do 200 grams of sourdough. I think we'll just have enough with that. And we're gonna go 150 grams of raspberries. I blend these because I get frozen because I'm a tight bastard. And yeah, so I froze all my frozen fruit. I blend my frozen fruit and I just drink it because it's a bit of a fucking ball. Like, it takes a long time eating frozen fruit, and when you thaw it out, it's not as nice. So that's what I do. Let's get it. TV angel in the back. Yeah, so something that you obviously haven't seen, because it was early this morning, is on Mondays and Wednesdays now, I've actually started going to Jiu-jitsu in the morning. The main goal is still physique development. I'm in my gaining phase, but I wanted to give Jiu-jitsu a crack. So I'm just going down the road. So what I've done is this morning, got up at 5:30. It's 9 o'clock now. Got up at 5:30. I put my 1.5 litre bottle of water that I use all the time just to make sure I get my fluid in. I put that in the fridge overnight, drank some of that on the way down. So I went down, did jiu-jitsu fasted. Basically just because I'm in that much of a surplus right now. I don't feel like I need to eat anything in the morning before I do jiu-jitsu at 6 o'clock. So my food carries me through from the day before. And because obviously I've got legs this afternoon, like I don't do jiu-jitsu on my rest days, I do it on the same day as I train. So the reason being for that as well, guys, is so when I do have my rest days, it's actually like a rest day, like it's just gonna be like 20 minutes of bike on the, 20 minutes of like easy bike work. So basically I'm actually resting on them days. So today's like a higher stress day. We had jiu-jitsu this morning, legs this afternoon. And what I'll do is, after I've done jiu-jitsu, I'll have my normal intra-workout drink, which is 50 grams of carbs, 15 grams of essential amino acids, 5 to 10 grams of creatine and pink salt. I've had a few questions about the pink salt stuff in the past, like why the pink salt? What's so special about pink salt? There's nothing too special about it really. It's basically just sodium, which is like, we call it the active ingredient in salt, has a big impact on performance, and then it also has a big impact, so basically it like helps with blood flow, helps transport carbohydrates to your muscle. Obviously carbohydrates are the main source of energy, so you're going to train better. So that's the idea. And if you haven't got, like some people are like, oh well, thought having a lot of salt's unhealthy. So if you are predisposed to high blood pressure, so if you've already got like super high blood pressure, then yeah, I probably won't be banging a load of salt in your meals. But if not, like you'd be absolutely fine with 1 to 2 grams of pink salt per meal. It's just gonna help you perform better, you're gonna get better pumps. You're just gonna look more jacked. So why wouldn't you do it, you know what I mean? So there we have it. There is meal 1. I have actually fucking gutted because I actually got some proper nice hot sauce that I've been having. It's not like normal shit hot sauce, like it actually tastes like, it's like quite tangy and nice. I've run out of that, so I'm gutted. But we've still got, fucking hell, slack. We've still got something to add to it, because I never have it just full dry. So we've got a bit of reduced sugar ketchup. Come on, terrible. I mean, I could have at least stocked up my ketchup, couldn't I, for the YouTube video. Right, and that's all the sauce I'm having. And then we best tidy up just in case the other half, by some miraculous decision, decides to watch this YouTube. Elite, best ever. Best Christmas present this year, that, from Penny's dad. Right, so yeah, usually, whilst eating my breakfast, I'll either do one of two things. Respond to WhatsApps, watch YouTube, or both at the same time. I think I'm feeling both at the same time This is the best. Well, I say the best known to me cleaning product on the market. You want to get these trainers clean quick. Elbow grease. Put some fucking elbow grease into it. B&M Bargains or Home Bargains. One of the bargain shops does a great job. Tell you what, it's one of them things, it does feel weird going out without Bruce. Obviously we've been up with mum and dad's, but it's one of them things where I think getting out on walks, whether you've got a step goal or not, I think it's just important to do it. We know that sunlight exposure has a big impact on your mood and your quality of sleep, which therefore has a big impact on your performance and your goals in general. But then something else we know is getting out and walking has a big impact on your mental health. So you're just going to feel better mentally for getting out and moving. It wakes you up a bit. You're going to feel happier, you're going to feel healthier. It's going to help loosen up your body. Back's probably not going to feel as stiff if you've got an office job, so yeah, I just like to get out regardless, even if I've got a big step goal or not. Right, so a bit of an update of where I'm at. So this morning, I believe my weight was just over 200 pounds. Finished my fat loss phase at a low of 176.6 back in March. And then photo shoot day, I was like 180 pounds on the dot. That was the 4th of March, like carved up for that. So yeah, this morning I was 201.2 pounds, so 21 and 2 pounds up from shoot day, and like 21 pounds up since shoot day, like 24 pounds up since my lowest weight, something like that. So food's real high, 725 grams of carbs a day, fucking, that's training day, non-training day, like not far behind that. 5 meals a day. And yeah, it feels like quite a lot of food now, but appetite's still high. And I think that's down to 1, the steps, 2, doing my bike twice a week for 30 minutes on my rest days. And then, to be honest, the food choices, so the fats aren't mega high. It's more like a heavy carb, moderate to low protein, low fat. So obviously fats are super filling. So the fats aren't super high, so that helps. And then since I've started the BJJ as well, I think that's helped keep my appetite high as well. So I'm not finding the food a mission. It is a lot of food, but I'm not finding it too bad. So yeah, that's where we're at the minute. Strength is at an all-time high. Yesterday, however, performance went down quite a bit. I've been pretty tired this week, pretty sluggish in the mornings, especially when I wake up. Don't know if you've ever had it where you wake up, you feel like it's a fucking mission getting out of bed. Not because I'm sad, just because I'm fucking tired. Like, alarm goes off, think, fuck me, I could sleep like another 4 hours. So yeah, like this morning as well, especially with the jiu-jitsu, I'm up even earlier. So like normally I'm up at like 6:30. When I do jiu-jitsu, I'm up at 5:30. And then obviously doing more exercise as well. So I think I'm approaching a time where I might need a deload week, or like a few days off training, but we'll see. I think after this walk, I'm gonna get this pre-workout meal in, which will be an hour and a half before I train. I'm gonna try and get 15-20 minute nap, which we'll see if that happens, because I've got to get some WhatsApp messages sent out to my clients I haven't spoke to in a couple of days. So I might try to get a little nap, and then hopefully legs today, performance isn't in the bin. If performance is in the bin today with legs, me and the coach have agreed that I'm probably just due a few days off. He doesn't like to do deload weeks necessarily, he just says take 4 to 7 days off, so it might be a case of that, or we might fucking send it and have a 6 session, so we'll see. We'll have a nap and we'll see how it goes. Right, pre-workout meal, because shit just got real. We've got some cream of rice, we're gonna have 100 grams of that. We've got golden syrup flavour from Applied Nutrition. Then we has got some Perform Whey, cookies and cream. And then we has got blueberries, frozen blueberries, 125 grams. We're on 40 grams of protein from whey, which from this is actually 60 grams of protein powder, which might sound like, oh my god, that's so fucking much. But it's not, it's only 40 grams of protein. Started check-ins at about 7:45, finished them at about 11. And then next up, we're gonna go with some dark chocolate. So we've got some, so there's 11 grams. We want 20 grams, what we got here? Intent, that's ran out. So we've got 85% dark chocolate. Got me some M&S goodness. And just to make sure that digestion is absolutely on point for it, because I'm off to go train after, I actually take this, which I don't actually have any of my clients take at the minute, so I don't think it's essential, but high strength glucose disposal unit. Something I've never taken before, but I've been taking through this gaining phase, and it's essentially supposed to just help with digestion and help make sure that the carbs are doing what they're supposed to do, which is you want them to go to your muscle, so you're ready to train like a fucking machine. So yeah, they've got some crazy ingredients in here. So we've got berberine, HCl, bitter melon extract, sinulin, probably saying that wrong, which is basically cinnamon bark. So if you didn't know, cinnamon's good for digestion anyway. And then you've got alpha lipoic acid, and then chromium picolinate. Can't say it. But yeah, basically, I'm no expert on this one, but I am going to take it. I'm going to see how it affects me. So yeah, it's probably not one of them things where I'm going to tell straight away, but if we feel like food's digesting well, which it is, then it probably is doing its job, innit? Let's hope so. I'm just fucking wasting cash. We'll take 5 of them with some water. We'll go for 5 litres of water a day. Probably a little bit more than that at the minute with water that goes in like the cream of rice and shit, but 5 litres, probably 4.5 litres of actual water a day. And then coffees and things like that, so yeah, nice and hydrated. So that's that, that's pre-workout. I'm gonna smash this in now, and then gonna make, if WhatsApp's clear and everyone, I've responded to everyone, I'm gonna have, whether it be 5 or 20-minute nap, if I have chance. If not, I fucking is what it is. And then Jason's coming for about 12:30, and then we're gonna go start, no, 12:15 he's coming, and then we're gonna go Starbucks, get coffees in, get cussed out by the young lad that works at Starbucks for saying I'm a gold member, which I am, and then fucking smoke some legs. Let's get it. Oh my gosh, we've got fucking options. Shit. Right, we've got options on the trend bars today. We don't usually have this many options. We got, I want to know which one you'd go for. Let me know in the comments. We got cookies and cream, we got caramel, and we got chocolat. Which do I fancy today? You know what? I'm gonna go chocolate today. Right, so intra-workout, we got 15 grams of essential amino acids. I got this one called from CNP, which is called Loaded EA. What's the flavour called? This is the fucking Fanta flavour in it, let's be honest. Orange flavour this year, but it's like a flat Fanta. And then I've got creatine monohydrate, don't need to be anything fancy, any brand. Same with both, to be fair, I'm not too bothered about brand. And then 8 grinds of pink salt. Once again, I spoke about that. Sodium being the key ingredient, but it's also got a bit more of a balanced electrolyte profile, which is me sounding fancy, but basically it's just like the other electrolytes like potassium, magnesium, etc. There's more of that in this than there is regular table salt. So that's what we're having. Usually I would have the intra-workout carbs, 50 grams of carb powder, but because I have already had that this morning, But just after our jiu-jitsu, we've decided that that's enough for now. And a little bit of a hack, I don't need to do it right now because we haven't got the carb powder in. The carb powders generally don't mix as well, just by shaking. So what I do is, whereas like that's all mixed well, like you can see it's fucking all gone. I'll actually blend it with the carb powder and then pour it in when I'm having that, because otherwise it's clumpy as fuck. And that is the intra-workout. Oh shit. There we go. Right, Jason should be here 0 seconds from now because it's 1:15. But he's not here yet, so I'm going to shut my eyes and I'm going to get Ollie to wake me up when he comes. Let's get it. Right, legs complete. Whoop, sounded like a fucking turd in the toilet, didn't it, that? Oh my God. We're back home, legs complete. Although pull was in the bin yesterday, legs today, we actually hit some PBs. Surprisingly went well, right? It's supposed to be 100 grams of banana, there's 94 there. That'll do. 60 grams of cookies and cream advanced way from Perform. We also do 8 grams of the old pink salt. Don't know if you can hear Florence, she's giving it some. So there's the shake, which I'll actually drink separate. We got choco rice and then choco snaps. Not a single Cocoa Pop was eaten during this post-workout meal. Shit, that's a disaster, innit? No one wants to open a fucking box of cereals like that. You can see why we use the massive mixing bowl now. Don't use regular cow's milk, use almond milk because it's supposedly digests a bit better. And to be fair, I don't actually measure this, I just put on. And we are gonna go for, oops, it's been decided for me, cookies and cream squares bar. And there we have it, post-workout meal. Boom. 200 grams of carbs, 70 grams of protein or something. Maybe about 50 grams of protein, 60, I don't fucking know. A lot of calories, we're gaining, let's get it. Right, let's get through this Q&A for the YouTubes. So every Wednesday I do a Q&A on my Instagram story and I usually answer it there. But today I'm gonna answer every single question right here on the tubes. So, first question from JT Harrison 92. Fucking hell, usually I dread questions from this guy because he asks the most fucked up questions ever. But this time they're not too bad at all. Okay, first of all, first question, Ronnie versus Dorian. So he's talking about Ronnie Coleman versus Dorian Yates. Gotta go with Dorian Yates, mainly because he's British. He's a G, and I used to love his training style. Question 2 from JT Harrison 92 again. Is Phil Heath's girlfriend a bitch? He cussed out Phil Heath. He did a podcast with, I forget the guy's name. He's done some sick podcasts recently. He's had like Bumstead on and stuff like that. And Jacob commented on it, just cussing Phil Heath out, saying how boring he was and surface level shit and all this. And his girlfriend got upset. Is Phil Heath's girlfriend a bitch? I don't think she's a bitch. I think she's standing up for her husband and reacting emotionally, mate. Next question from Chris Charlton Jr. Would you ever consider hopping on gear? I do not want to take gear. Oops, shit. Mainly for the reason of I don't want the head fuck of coming on and coming off, and I don't want to make the commitment to stay on for life either. So yeah, that's that. Essin21, my man Essin, with progressive overload, should I progress on all sets across all lifts in a given workout? The answer is no, not necessarily. So when you're saying progress on all sets, so first of all, I imagine he's talking about reps. You could also progress in terms of like rep quality being better, or, you know, lifting more weight. But you don't necessarily have to progress on every single set of the workout. The exercises where you probably should see a progression in are like your first exercise of a session, for example, when you're the freshest. if you're in, like, especially in a gaining phase, if you're not progressing on your first exercise of the session, you're probably getting to a point where you need to rotate that exercise out, because if you're going in fresh, say for example on a push day, you're doing like a dumbbell chest press or a machine chest press to start with, and you're getting to a position where you're not progressing that, I'd swap it out. But if you progress that exercise each week and you're in like a rep or weight or what have you, and you know, you might not progress it every single week, but you know, every other week or you know, every week for a period of time. If you do that, but then let's say, and then the second exercise you do the same, you progress it again, you might do like an incline dumbbell press next, you progress that, but then the third exercise, or even that second exercise, you just maintain performance week on week. I'd still see that as a form of progression, because you're going into that exercise more fatigued every single time you get stronger on that first exercise. So no, I do not think you need to progress every single exercise in your plan, especially when you're in a deficit and you've got less energy reserves, you've got less carbs coming in, which is your main form of energy, and especially when your first few exercises using the same muscle groups are progressing. So don't worry about all the exercises progressing. If you hold performance, it's still a win. Okay, what from Samhurst93, my man, best mate, what do you find hard? I actually find quite a lot of things hard. So I seen this earlier and straight away, this week I found it hard to get out of bed. Didn't want to get out of bed this morning at 5:30. Didn't want to get out of bed yesterday morning. Wanted to sleep in, but I fucking still got up. Sometimes I find the cold showers hard. Sometimes I don't, sometimes I enjoy it, but sometimes I find that hard, I don't want to do it. Sometimes I find going to the gym hard. There's plenty of times where I don't want to train. So there's a lot of things that I find hard. But when I look at all them things, like me getting out of bed this morning, going down to Jiu-jitsu, me getting out of bed yesterday morning and getting my work done to a high quality standard, giving a service to my clients, me doing the cold showers and, you know, improving my mental health, but then also probably improving my energy for the rest of the morning, me forcing myself to go to the gym when I don't want to, all these things that I find hard, that I make myself do, they all bring me massive benefits. And it's that association, that cognitive, that mental association you have with them things, or for me, it's you know, that's what it's like for me anyway. I have that positive association with them things bringing me positives in my life, so I'm able to overcome the fact that it's hard and just fucking do it anyway. So yeah, no matter how it might seem like I find these things easy on Instagram, what have you, I definitely do not. And there's plenty of times where I don't find a lot of this stuff easy. I find a lot of it hard, but I just fucking make myself do it, because that's what makes you better. So that's the first chunk of questions answered. And then put on a second one, like a bit of a last chance one for people. So we've got some good ones here. So from Lewis Rowe, I think I'm pronouncing his name right, you know. I speak to him all the time on Instagram, but I don't even know if that was the correct pronunciation. So apologies, but you're now Lewis Rowe. And if you're not Lewis Rowe, you're now Lewis Rowe. Can you confirm if Tristan is dead or not? So for those that don't know, and who haven't followed me for like more than 8 months, I did about 3 videos last year on that were pretty good. They got again some good traction actually on getting your exercise technique right on the squat, bench press, and deadlift. And Tristan, my alter ego, did the exercises incorrectly, and then I went and helped him sort it out. But yeah, Tristan is not dead. He's just in the attic. We just feed him, you know, cream and ice. Basically the same diet as me, but just not quite as much. He's not strong enough to break out, basically. So he's not dead, no. But we might introduce him at some point again. Right, Big and Daft, 1989. Soon to be Lean and Smart, Jason Smith. Okay, first question. When are you going to shave your head? You fucking arsehole. Now, I honestly, I was contemplating shaving my head again, and I'm aware I have not got the thickest of barnets and the strongest of hairlines, but I do think I've got some time left. I mean, I'm 29. We're working with something, aren't we? We're working with something. It's not a complete piss take, so I'm gonna hold off for a little bit. I mean, I do often play with the idea, so never say never, but we'll see. Plus the missus, she's not necessarily on board with me shaving my head all the time. It takes a while to grow back. Right, Big and Daft, 1989 again. OnlyFans still an option. OnlyFans was never an option. I have more fucking self-respect than that, Jason. You know this. Big and Daft 1989 again. Third question from Jason. Why do you bully Jason for being a fat cunt? If you called bullying holding someone accountable to help them reach their goals, I do it because I care. And then last question from Sam Jimmy Wood. Thoughts on Crocs in the gym? It's a no from everyone, really. My thoughts on Crocs in the gym is, do what the fuck you want as long as you're not hurting anyone. I think Crocs are a very convenient shoe to wear. And when you're a busy bee, when you're doing shit, you're getting shit done, they're very easy to slide on and off. And I do rate myself a pair of Crocs. I also think, Sam, you need to get yourself some Crocs, mate. Stop being a pussy. Right, and that is it. That's all the questions. Not that many. Next time, hopefully, we'll get some more as well. And yeah, stay tuned for the last meal. Let's get it. Meal 4. Let's get it in. Chicken's casually exploding in the microwave. So as you can see, it's a pretty decent portion of rice. We aren't fucking about. I think I did the last full day of eating. This isn't a full day. We're missing one meal. The last full day of eating, which I did in like February, the calorie difference, the differences in portion size and everything is fucking pretty wild. Chop it up, nice and tender. You can tell when you're chopping it up whether it's going to be shit or not. I usually go for lighter than light mayo, but recently I've been naughty and I'm going for just light mayo, which, despite common belief, is actually kind of heavy. It's not light at all. It's a load of fucking shit. It's fake news, but we're going to get stuck in. We're on about 4,500 cal. I think a bit of light mayo on one of my meals ain't gonna sabotage me. And then, because we're lazy, convenience is king, we've got the pineapple chunks. So there we have meal number 4. All meal number 5 is I have an option, but it is usually 400 grams of potato. I usually make chips in the Ninja air fryer. And then it's 190 grams of 5% beef mince, which I make into 2 burger patties. Usually spice them bad boys up. And then it's usually 1 bagel with that as well. I do have the option of having another cream of rice meal, which sometimes I do, but I'll probably go with a savoury meal tonight. And that is it. That is a wrap, guys. Okay. If you like the video, please share it on your Instagram story. That is all I want you to do. Don't care if you actually like it or comment or subscribe to the YouTube. I literally just want you to share this shit on your Instagram, fucking tag me and put a little link for people to watch it. If you don't have to do the link thing, don't worry about it, just share it and tag me. Let's get it. Have a good day. Peace.